Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something fundamental. If you don't want to be disregarded in old age, you'd better become the kind of person who is impossible to disregard. Because here's the brutal truth: weakness is not respected. Helplessness invites neglect. And if you think that as you age, people will simply treat you well out of the goodness of their hearts, you're making a dangerous mistake. If you want to be respected in old age, you must become the kind of person people seek out, not the one they dismiss. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by developing competence, by knowing something worth knowing, by becoming a person whose knowledge and insight add value to any conversation or situation. Too many people believe that respect comes automatically with age. It doesn't. Respect comes to those who have spent their lives accumulating wisdom, refining their skills, and mastering something that others find valuable. Imagine two elderly men sitting in a room. One is full of complaints, bitterness, and outdated opinions that have no grounding in reality. He speaks, but no one listens. The other, though aged, carries an air of authority. When he speaks, people lean in. His words carry weight because they are backed by decades of experience, careful observation, and a relentless pursuit of understanding. The difference between these two men isn't age, it's competence. One has something meaningful to offer, the other does not. People respect those who bring value. If you want to be taken seriously at any stage of life, but especially in old age, you need to possess knowledge that others recognize as useful. This means dedicating your life to learning, to sharpening your understanding of the world, and to developing expertise in areas that matter. If you spend your younger years merely coasting through life, absorbing shallow entertainment, avoiding intellectual challenges, and refusing to think deeply, you will reach old age empty-handed. And when you have nothing to offer, society will naturally overlook you. Many make the mistake of assuming that learning is for the young. They believe that once they leave school or achieve a certain career milestone, the process of acquiring knowledge is over. But the reality is that learning should never stop. The most respected elders are those who continue to grow, even when their bodies begin to slow down. They remain engaged with new ideas, read widely, and refine their thinking over time. These are the individuals people turn to when they need guidance because they have demonstrated a lifelong commitment to understanding. Competence is not just about accumulating information, it is about knowing something deeply and being able to apply it meaningfully. A person who has spent decades mastering a craft, understanding human nature, or analyzing the patterns of history will always be someone others respect. Their words carry credibility because they have spent years earning the right to speak with authority. The world respects those who can teach, guide, and illuminate difficult concepts with clarity. If you cultivate competence in your youth, you will find that, in old age, people will naturally turn to you as a source of wisdom. Disrespect comes when people see no reason to listen to you. If your words add no value, if your perspective lacks depth, if your understanding is no greater than that of the average person, why should anyone care? The harsh truth is that irrelevance leads to disregard, but if you build yourself into a person of substance, if you commit yourself to lifelong learning and deep understanding, then you will never be ignored. If you want to be respected in old age, you must become a person of unshakable character. People do not admire weakness, inconsistency, or moral cowardice. They respect those who stand firm in their values, who are reliable, and who live by a code that does not bend with the shifting winds of social approval. If you lack integrity, if your word carries no weight, if you betray your principles for convenience, then don't be surprised when people stop listening to you. Respect is built over time, and it is founded on trust. The moment people sense that your character is compromised, you lose credibility. And once that credibility is gone, it is nearly impossible to get it back. In old age, many find themselves ignored not because they lack experience, but because they have spent a lifetime being inconsistent. They have not stood for anything meaningful. They have avoided difficult conversations, backed down in moments of pressure, or lived in a way that contradicts the very lessons they try to pass on. When these people attempt to offer wisdom, younger generations dismiss them because they see hypocrisy rather than authenticity. They see a person who has spoken one way but acted another. And nothing destroys respect faster than a life that contradicts its own supposed values. A person of strong character, however, is different. This is someone who has lived in accordance with what they believe to be right, even when it was difficult. They have made sacrifices for the sake of their principles. They have refused to take the easy road when the hard road was the honest one. Over the years, their reputation has been built on consistency, and because of that, their words in old age carry enormous weight. When they speak, people listen not because they demand respect, but because they have earned it. Living with character does not mean being perfect. No one gets through life without making mistakes. But what separates the respected from the disregarded is how they handle those mistakes. Do they take responsibility? Do they learn from them and become stronger? Or do they make excuses, blame others, and repeat the same errors? People admire those who take ownership of their actions. They lose respect for those who try to evade accountability. If you want to be respected later in life, you must cultivate honesty, responsibility, and moral strength now. A person with character is also one who tells the truth. The world is full of people who say whatever will make them liked in the moment, but those individuals are forgotten. It is the truth tellers, the ones who refuse to bend reality to fit a comfortable narrative, who are remembered. Truth is difficult. It is often uncomfortable. But people eventually recognize its value, and they come to respect those who have always spoken it, even when it was unpopular. As you grow older, your physical strength may fade, but your moral strength does not have to. If you have built a life based on principles, if you have been reliable, honest, and unshakable in your convictions, then respect will follow you naturally. And no one will ever dare dismiss you. If you want to be respected in old age, you must become someone who has given more than they have taken. The people who are valued, sought after, and remembered are those who have made themselves indispensable through their contributions. Too many people go through life focused solely on their own comfort, their own gains, their own small world. They expect to be respected simply because they exist, but that's not how the world works. Respect is not freely given. It is reserved for those who have left a mark, who have made a difference, who have built something meaningful that others rely on. If you want to be respected, you must contribute in a way that makes your absence noticeable. Contribution is not just about money or career success. It is about impact. A person who has mentored others, shared valuable knowledge, raised a strong family, or created something of lasting value will never be forgotten. These are the people whose words still matter when they are old, because their actions have already proven their worth. They don't have to demand respect. It is given to them naturally because people recognize how much they have done. Contrast this with someone who has spent a lifetime merely existing, consuming, and avoiding responsibility. These are the people who reach old age and wonder why no one listens to them, why no one values their presence. It's because they haven't built anything. They haven't invested in others. They haven't created anything that people can look to and say, this person made a difference. When you give nothing, you receive nothing. And when you contribute nothing, you are forgotten. A person who contributes meaningfully to the world understands that life is not just about them. They take on responsibilities, they build communities, they pass on wisdom, and they strengthen the people around them. They do not just take from society, they add to it. And because of that, they are respected. People turn to them not just out of obligation, but out of genuine appreciation for what they have built. They are the elders whose advice is sought, whose presence is cherished, whose legacy endures. The key to making yourself indispensable is to find ways to serve that are both meaningful and lasting. This could be through the development of a skill that helps others, through leadership that has guided people in difficult times, or through teaching and mentoring that has shaped younger generations. What matters is that your contributions extend beyond yourself, that they have a ripple effect that continues long after you are gone. When you reach the later years of your life, the respect you receive will be directly proportional to the contributions you have made. If you have lived only for yourself, you will be overlooked. If you have given generously of your time, knowledge, and effort, you will be valued. People will remember you, seek your guidance, and honor you not because they have to, but because they truly respect what you have done.